Imagine a world where you never run out of yeast for your bread, no matter the situation. Sound too good to be true? It's not. What if I told you the key to long-term yeast storage is probably sitting in your kitchen right now? Stay tuned because, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own yeast from scratch and store it for months, even years. Hi everyone! If you're passionate about sustainability or a dedicated prepper always ready for the unexpected, this skill is for you. Making your own yeast at home might sound tricky, but it's actually super simple and an incredibly rewarding process. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to prepare, ferment, and store yeast for long-term use. Plus, think of how satisfying it'll feel making homemade bread with yeast you've grown yourself. Alright, grab your supplies, and let's get started. Here's what you'll need to get started. 2 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of honey or sugar, 1 cup of raisins or chopped ripe fruit like apples or grapes, a clean glass jar with a breathable cover, such as cheesecloth, flour optional. For starter dough, airtight containers for storage. Got all that? Then it's time for step 1. Add 2 cups of warm water to your jar. Now stir in 2 tablespoons of honey or sugar until dissolved. This is essential because sugar feeds the yeast. Next, add 1 cup of raisins or ripe fruit. These fruits are naturally coated with wild yeast, which is the magic ingredient here. Once everything's in, cover the jar with your cheesecloth. This lets air flow in while keeping out dust and bugs. Set it aside in a warm spot. And here's where the fun begins. For the next 3 to 5 days, stir the jar gently twice a day. You'll start seeing bubbles form and notice a tangy, yeasty aroma. These are signs the yeast is alive and active. Exciting, right? Once fermentation is complete, strain the mixture to remove the fruit. And just like that, you have your own natural yeast water, perfect for baking or storing. If you'd like to take it a step further, you can use your yeast water to create a sourdough starter. Just mix equal parts of yeast water and flour in a bowl. Leave it to ferment for 2 to 3 days. And remember to feed it daily with fresh flour and water. This will provide you with a reusable, living sourdough starter for all your baking adventures. Now, it's time to prepare your yeast for the long haul. Take your liquid yeast and spread it thinly on a parchment-lined baking sheet. You can air dry it in a warm, well-ventilated space or use your oven on its lowest temperature setting. Once completely dried, break it into flakes. These flakes are your shelf-stable yeast that's ready whenever you need it. To keep your yeast flakes fresh, store them in airtight containers like vacuum-sealed bags or jars. A cool, dark place works great, but refrigeration or freezing provides an extra layer of protection. Properly stored, your homemade yeast can last several months or even years. And there you have it. You just learned how to make, ferment, and store your own yeast for long-term use. This simple, yet powerful skill not only saves you money, but also gives you peace of mind knowing you're prepared for anything. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical sustainability tips. And share your baking adventures with us in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're making with your homemade yeast. Thanks for watching, and happy baking!